Hello my friends, welcome back to another day here at Reach and Reverie. Today it is September 14th, 2025, and it has been a beautiful day so far. Very rainy this morning. I woke up to thunderstorms this morning at about 5 o'clock, and it has just opened up and become blue skies and sunny, and it's probably in the low 70s right now, which is perfect. So far this year it's been pretty historic in how rainy and cool it's been. I feel like I don't even know if we've hit 100 degrees this year, which is just unheard of. If we have maybe a day or two, but so far this year, or even just this month in September, it feels like it's been in the 80s and 70s most of this month, which is just wild. Here in the Chihuahuan Desert, far western Texas, zone 8B, we usually, it seems like, are a lot drier and hotter with temperatures up in the hundreds during the summer. So as we ease into fall, we have been taking advantage of the cooler weather and the moisture and getting a lot of projects done, preparing our fall garden, and also getting some buildings put up here on the property. One of the buildings that Josh has put up basically single-handedly, solo build. I've helped here and there with measuring and helping very minorly with some of this project, but for the most part, Josh has built this building behind me by himself over the past couple of weeks, basically being able to work on the weekends here and there. And I'll show you guys some footage of him putting it all together. But this is our new pump house. We plan on siding both our shop and our pump house at the same time, so we'll get both of these sided here soon. But what we have here is this is an 8 by 20. It's basically like the same size as a small shipping container, but this is going to be our pump house. We started where he poured the foundation with the cement. He got it all set up. Then from there he did the framing, and I'll show you guys some footage of him framing it up. You can hear it. I feel like it's less than a mile away, and it's so heavy. He did the siding, put the roof on, installed doors and windows. We got the house wrap put on to help kind of make it watertight so that water wouldn't get in. And we have a metal roof that's been added as well. I'm not quite tall enough to show that. Right now the house wrap is covering the windows, but we do have 3 windows on this side to let some natural light in. Also helping with temperature control in the wintertime to let some south sun come in those windows. And then of course we have a window over here that opens, which will help with some ventilation. Let's go ahead and go inside and take a look at our little tour. I mean, it's still not done, but he's done an amazing job so far. All right, and this is gonna be our pump house. He has 3 lights going down the center. This is mostly going to be to light the place at night, as once we cut the holes where the windows are, right now we just have the OSB covering it, but we do have 3 windows over here, and with this window it has so much natural light that you really don't even need electric in here for lighting except for at night. Along the back wall he did put up some Durock, which is like a waterproof siding, as well as stuccoed over it. And this is going to help waterproof and fireproof this back wall is the goal. We are going to have a hot water heater here. We'll have a washer and dryer over here. So this is going to be like our laundry room for now. And then along this side wall is where we're going to have all of our water and water filtration set up. So we have our rainwater and well water plumbing coming in. Those right now have valves. We will be getting this all plumbed out with our water filtration. We have a carbon filter here that helps filter the water. It's going to then go up to, we're going to have a UV light sterilizer on the wall that will help sterilize the water to make it safe to drink, and then have room if we wanted to add, for example, like an ionizer in the future to make it more like rainwater from the well, different things like that. We can have the space to do so in the future. So this is still a work in progress. Once it gets OSB'd all the way around, see, we're still insulating, and then we'll put OSB on this side. The ceiling's already been insulated. We have the ceiling on. I am gonna then come in here and paint it or seal it. We haven't quite decided if we want to seal it and just leave like the look of the OSB, since this is basically going to be like a pump house slash laundry room slash tool room. It doesn't really need to be fancy. Or I may come in here and paint it. I'm kind of playing around with some light colors, maybe like a light tan or some kind of off-white to help make the space look bigger and kind of brighten it up a little bit. But if you know anything about me, we probably will be shopping at the coal pile or the mist tints. So we go to our local hardware store, and our big hack for when we paint things is we usually don't pick the color ourselves and make the paint. We'll go and get the colors that maybe somebody had the hardware store make for them and then decide they didn't like the color or it didn't turn out right. Those are mist tints, and the customer doesn't buy that paint. They end up going and picking out another color. And what happens to that paint? Well, the hardware store doesn't throw it away. They put it on sale or like a clearance because it didn't come out the way that the customer had wanted. And so that's kind of where Josh and I shop, is we go through the coal pile, which is like the clearance section of paints, and we get a lot of lumber that way, which is actually how we did the back wall with the Durock and stucco. Is Josh got some coal Durock, which was only extremely cheap, like very low cost clearance. So it cost us hardly anything to do this back wall, instead of having to buy the OSB. And a lot of times things like with this coal is there's not really a whole lot wrong with it. Maybe it has some dinks in it, or some cracks that you can cut off, where it has been damaged in the process of delivery to the store, or for whatever reason, if it has something damaged with it, that's a good way to buy the material for lower cost. So we were able to put that wall in very inexpensively by shopping coal. And if you look at this piece, most of this looks perfect. Maybe it has a couple of nicks in it, or, you know, sometimes it's cracked on one end and you can cut that end off and use the rest, which is perfect. So that's definitely one way that we go to make it less expensive. You know, in our way is still making a beautiful, well done project. There's some areas that we do go above and beyond to get quality, and that's going to be with our insulation. We went with this rock wool, which is going to be more fire resistant, and then it also has a really good R rating, so it's going to be a really good insulation. And what this is it's rock wool, so they basically have pulverized like rock or something and then spun it into this insulation. So it's going to be a lot better than, you know, the traditional like fiberglass insulation, and that's what we're putting into the walls here. He already has it all wired up. We're going to have a light switch here and then a light switch down at the door. And our reason for having a switch over here is that we do plan on building our house right behind us, and this is going to attach to the house. And so we have the idea of this being our laundry room that will eventually put a doorway right here to access into the house. So I can come in and swap laundry without having to walk all the way around and come in through the outside. So that's going to come later. Since we haven't started the house build yet, we're closing this off completely for now, but eventually we will cut a doorway into this section here and we'll have a light switch on either end of the room. So really what we need to do to finish this off, Josh is going to finish the electrical and the plumbing, getting the OSB put on, finishing insulating. We will have some electric boxes here for the electric in the house, or in the pump house. And then of course we need our pump house plumbing set up coming through here, and then so we're definitely coming along. I think Josh has done an amazing job in the short amount of time that he's been working on this over the past couple of weeks, and it is just fantastic. On the outside, you can see this is the side wall that had the big window, and you can see that this butts up just about right up to our RV structure. Now, when we build our house, we are planning on using this structure as part of the framing of our house. So we'll pull the RV out, get that out of here, and we will frame in this, and we'll have about a 20-foot extension of 1 story coming off that side to connect to the shop. So this will all be connected, and so we'll have a little 1-story section out here, and then it'll have a 2-story section here connecting into our laundry room pump house. And it's kind of cool. You can see there's a little bit of a gap here, but that is for the same width of the framing of the house that's going to fit right in here. So it's going to butt right up to itself. We do have our electric for the RV right here, and that's going to connect in with how we get our electric into the shop. Now, I did fail to mention with the tool aspect, one thing that I'm really excited about here in the shop is that we are planning on making this half into Josh's temporary tool shed. Eventually, we do plan on building Josh his own shop, as the shop that he initially built, I've kind of taken over a little bit. That is temporarily until we get the house built, our living room and bathroom. That's where we have the animals living. That's where we hang out for all the time that we are sitting around. Anytime we want to watch TV, we do so in our temporary shop, but eventually we are going to have that as an addition on the house, and we've decided that that is going to be our pantry and food prep room. I plan on putting in an island in there. We're playing around with the idea of having a walk-in fridge or a cooler for all of our food storage, as well as having freezers set up in that space. So eventually that's going to kind of be like where I will do things like canning. Maybe that'll be an area where we can do things like freeze drying and dehydrating foods, as well as having that beautiful island that we envision to do a lot of the processing of the food that we grow here on our little homestead that we're building a video at a time. Right now, of course, we do have half the garden in, which is growing a lot of our food that we are eating here. We have been able to mostly eat food, vegetables that have grown here on our property this year for the spring and the summer. I'm starting our fall garden, and then of course eventually we plan on bringing dairy goats in, which are going to be great for dairy as well as meat. And then we do also plan on raising our own rabbits for meat as well. We do already have chickens. We plan on adding some more chickens. So this is going to be a great place. Our shop that right now is our living room, but when we build the house, that'll all move into the house, and we'll use that area as our food prep. And then eventually we're going to build Josh a new shop where he will be able to do all of the things he wants to do, carpentry, mechanics, and have a space that's designated for him to be able to stretch out and be comfortable with. Until we get there, right now, Josh has been storing his tools in his truck, in his car, in our shop, and sometimes it can be frustrating to go around and try to find things that we're looking for. So to fix that, with this space, we plan on putting some shelving on this side where he can store things like, for example, his air compressor and welding tools, and then have like a place to hang up things like his hammers and drills, and have places to charge his batteries. So that's going to be what we do over here. I kind of envision having shelving up top, space down below to have the bigger stuff stored, maybe having like a lumber rack here above the window where we can hang wood that we don't want termites to get to outside. And then of course over here we can have a place maybe where we have like a pegboard wall and a table with like a bench that he can sit at. So we're still in the works. We're still very much in the construction phase of this build, but Josh is doing great. I really didn't think this was going to be a solo build. I thought I was going to be helping him a lot more than I have, but I've been so busy. It's been a crazy past couple of months with work. I've been working a lot, as well as having my hands full with the garden. And Josh is so amazing. He really hasn't needed my help a whole lot. So here and there, like yesterday, I was holding OSB while he was nailing them in. And there's been a couple times where I've helped with measurements and holding things that he's been cutting. But really, truly, Josh has just been amazing at getting this project done, mostly by himself, which has been incredible. Really incredible. And if you want to see a little bit more details on our pump setup, I'm going to link a video here kind of giving you guys an update on what our plan is, as well as what we've been working on. So don't forget to go take a look at that one too. We are so excited for what the future holds here at Reach and Reverie. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's going on here and what we're doing as we build our homestead one video at a time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date and you don't miss a beat. Also, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up and leave a comment below, as it really helps our channel. In the meantime, keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.